When putting this course together, probably the most difficult aspect that I have is trying to limit the scope of literature that we can cover over the course of a semester. This is especially true when it comes to poetry. There are just so many different poems that I would love to include. Even within the scope of the OER, the poems that it includes are still entirely too many for us to cover over this short course. So I have to pick and limit my selection to just a few. What I've tried to do is think about our literary criticism for this week, which is historicism. Which of these poems do I think fits most neatly? Which of these can be rendered through that historical criticism lens? And so I stuck with these basic readings: Dickinson, Whitman, and Hughes. So when you go to this poetry section, you can see we have a whole bunch to select from, but we are sticking with Dickinson, Walt Whitman, and Langston Hughes. When you go to each of these tabs, you'll get a little bit of biographical information, you'll get a little bit of additional information, and then you'll get the poems that I want you to go over. There may be some additional tasks or discussions or assignments, but I'm not asking you to do those. I just want you to absorb the information biographically, look at some of the hallmarks or tenets of their own type of writing, and then explore their writing themselves. Um, Walt Whitman, you can see, breaks his up into sections. We read a little bit about that within the How to Read Poetry section. This gives us some breaks, some style. It kind of shows that his just isn't one long verse or a series of verses that are supposed to be read. It gives it to us in segments or kind of like waves, gives us different impressions, and it gives him an opportunity to build his images and utilize repetition and revisit and expand on themes. And so when you go through these, I really urge you, read them out loud, take them a little bit slow, and really enjoy them. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume you shall assume, for every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. Just take your time when you're going through it. I'm fighting the urge to just read these poems. I know that would be fantastic for this video. And then Langston Hughes, The Negro Speaks of Rivers. These aren't the only poems that we're going to go over. I also have Emily Dickinson, Because I Could Not Stop for Death. I really thought this one lent itself to historical literary criticism, so I wanted to include this one. I included these things to consider in giving some historicist connection. So that is why that is there. And then we also additionally have T.S. Eliot, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. This was one of the big poems for me. I absolutely love this. Got into modernism and the idea of alienation. I really think this is fantastic. I'm going to fight the urge to read it because this is so delicious. Let us go then, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. Just fantastic. So that is the reading that we have. That is the reason we have the reading that we have. And I really hope you take the time to enjoy these poems. They are fantastic. Thanks.